Hello, it's Wiccan Lizzie here, making another video. This time I'll be discussing the Wiccan Rede and the Threefold Law. In Wicca, these two are some of the most common guidelines. I wouldn't say rules or laws because in reality they're just advice. The Wiccan Rede, literally read by definition, it means advice given from one person to another. So by no means are you bound by this. Because let's face it, and ye harm none, do what ye will. It's really difficult to go through your entire life not hurting anything. And what about questions like, what if someone's trying to hurt your family and the only way you can save them is to hurt the person? What about people who eat meat? What about people who, hunt for a living? Are they wrong for doing what they do? Are they wrong for protecting people they love? Well, no, they are not wrong. Wicca is not meant to kind of imprison you. It's not meant to prevent you from being free, from finding who you are. Wicca is supposed to help guide you towards your path, to help find out who you are. It's not meant to limit you from doing things that you need to live. Doesn't prevent you from having self-defense, doesn't prevent you from saving those you love, doesn't prevent you from eating, like, chicken or ham. It doesn't prevent you from hunting. I personally follow the longer version of the Wiccan Rede, and it harm none, do as ye will, and if it causes harm, do what ye must. My thoughts are that if you choose to follow it, then that is your choice. If you choose not to, then that's your choice. It doesn't make you any more or less of a Wiccan to follow it or not. I know some people who follow it greatly and try to live their life as it, and that's fine. And some people who don't. But you should not you should not follow it because you have to. You should follow it because you want to. Because it's your choice. And you shouldn't let other people tell you that you're wrong about it, that you should follow it exactly the same way as they do. Why I'm posting this is because I want to give you all strength and confidence to follow your own path. And you shouldn't, because if you're following someone else, it's not really your own path. You're just following the same road that someone else made for you. And that's not what Wicca's about. Or, at least in my perspective, it is not what it is about. There are people who do follow specific traditions and such, that do have guidelines that they must follow, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, there's a reason why they have the guidelines for people to follow in the specific traditions. From, like, Gardarian Wicca, Alexandrian Wicca, Fairy Wicca. They all have their own guidelines because they're tradition. Traditions made by someone, but it's a difference between, you're willingly following the traditions compared to feeling like you're forced to. Which also brings me to talk about the threefold law as well. I don't really like the word threefold law. I prefer threefold advice, because it's really advice. What you do, every action you do will have a reaction. Whether it's good or bad depends on what you did. And you should be able to face what comes at you with, the strength and courage in knowing that you brought this upon yourself, though not every case with what happens in life is from something that you brought on yourself. There are cases where you're just unlucky that things happen to you because it's unfair. But the world is of nature. Things are not always going to be fair. Bad things will happen to good people, and bad people will unfortunately get rewards. But the threefold law simply states that what you do will come back at you threefold. Like, if you hurt someone, then you should, like you punch them, you should expect to be punched back, and not whine about it. Say that it shouldn't have happened to you. No. You should face what you put out. You should face the consequences, whether they're good or bad. And that's my stake on, or my point of view on them. And I hope I maybe had some people think a little bit more about it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll be making some more videos later. Everyone have a fantastic day, or day. Blessed be.